want to talk about Twilight versus Paldea and sort of a possible shift I'm seeing. And this is for kind of the current market, not necessarily the long term value of the sets. Um, but I think for a while, um, Twilight and Paldea, like they were like close to each other in a sense. Like they were pretty obviously the second and third best sets or most valuable sets of Scarlet Violet. But there's always some like clear price discrepancy. Versus like literally today, you see like Twilight's at 224, Paldea's at 223, and they've been kind of like near each other like pretty recently. Um, where they'll be like exchanging like third and second, third spot basically. In the past, the more recent past, I've noticed Paldea has been more expensive than Twilight. Like, not necessarily which one's better, but like just literally market value, like T-shirt better price. Like over here around like early February, you see like $200 prices versus Twilight, you see like 180, maybe 190 on a good day. Scrolling back like even further, like Paldea 192, Twilight is at like 182. Or like Paldea is like 200 and then Twilight's at 190. So like for as long as I've been kind of tracking it, like I think Paldea has actually been like ahead by like $10 or $20. It would vary like per individual day, but like recently we've been seeing that the prices have kind of shifted more closer together, especially with the recent price increases. Um, and Twilight and Paldea have both reached about similar highs. I feel like Paldea about 240 on the 25th of February, and then Twilight around 239, 238 on the 28th of February. Or so yeah. And as of today, they're like only $1 difference. Um, what I've been kind of seeing in the more recent data is that the Twilight market looks stronger than the Paldea markets. And what do I mean by that? So for the last couple of days, so what I usually look at is I look at the price. I look at like the price difference between like the day before or like the historical prices. I look at like sort of how much is being bought. Um, and sometimes I'll look at what the approximate price of what's being bought, because sometimes the market price is like there's a listing that's a little too low, versus people are kind of ignoring that listing. And I'll look at how many boxes are sort of like available at that price point. And sort of the last couple of days, maybe like 2 to 5 days, I've been seeing like even if Twilight will drop or something, there's not a lot of boxes available like at that around that price. Like it'll price jump pretty soon. Versus for Paldea, like I see like there seems to be more sellers around the price point. That's also what I see today. Like it's about two like 223. Um, and like you see over here, like this is about like no 223, 223. Um, this is about 225, 225, 220, 26, 226. Like they're all 227. They're all about the same price point, and that's like a good chunk of boxes. Like I had to go to multiple sellers. That's nine. That's 16. That's like 30 boxes. Like 30, 38 boxes, something like that. Versus for Twilight, it's at like 224. Um, and then you get to like 227 like pretty quickly. Um, get to like almost 230 pretty quickly after that. Like you see how like the prices just sort of like increase a little faster. There's not as many boxes. Um, and so like, I've just been sometimes the price jumps are a little more apparent. But like yeah, like that's what I mean by the current market of Twilight just needs to be a little stronger. Even as Twilight's just in price, there's not that many sellers who will list at that price, or it will get bought off. Whatever supply demand exact things going on. Um, Sometimes, and then some of the past days when I looked at the data, I was like, oh, so like Twilight went down to something, but then it would like the pricing in the selling thing is that like some people just buy like $5-10 above market price, whatever the price was at the moment, and like that's even without accounting for shipping costs. So yeah, for the main thing that Paldea has ahead of Twilight is that I think Paldea is like selling more boxes. Like I think Paldea is selling some of the most boxes of all the booster boxes. Um, like recently it's been like 25, like 20 to 25 a day for a lot of days. Even yesterday it was like 27. There was a blip on the six for 12. But other than that, it's been like literally at least $20 a day. Versus Twilight isn't selling as much. Um, like you see 11, sometimes it gets like 14, 17, but it doesn't sell as much. But like there just seems to be like less supply. I guess it's more like there's less supply, and it's like even with the lower buying rate, people still um, like the like it'll be fine. Like the supply is sufficient for the demand, or other way around. And I do know like the Greninja. I haven't looked at singles prices in a while, but everyone knows that the Greninja is more expensive than the Magikarp. Like those are the main chases. Um, Even total set value wise, let's see, like 1,300, $1,400 for Paldea, and like they're about the same matching set value. Um, but the Twilight does have a bigger chase. And so, some of the supply thing I think is that like a lot of people, a good amount of people probably bought Paldea when it was like cheap because it's been around like much longer. Versus Twilight only had like that one print, more or less, and like we're getting reprints for both of them. But I think there's just like literally like more Paldea out there, and so that's causing some of the issues. Um, Versus like Twilight, like it wasn't like Twilight just kind of went straight up. It didn't really have a downturn. Like it had the normal pre-sale stuff, but like even like it wasn't selling for outrageously that much more pre-sale, and it went to like 100 and never really dropped below like 100 really. Versus Paldea has had much like lower things. Okay, that went a lot longer than I thought it would. So let me